Hey, this is Drew Bennett from Big Damn Kid, and today I have issue number 45 of Transformers. Check it out, The Return of Circuit Breaker. So we got Circuit Breaker fighting Skullgrin the Pretender, the Decepticon Pretender, and a lot more in this one issue. So what's happening here is we're talking movies, and with movies we've got a smarmy director, we've got like a greasy producer, we've got some actors who, aren't they're not quite B list, they're not quite C list. So here we've got the opening where they're trying to make this kind of space epic. You got one actor here and the other one, and we'll get to their names in a moment. But this one is called Monstercon from Mars, and it starts off they're working on the movie, and as they're making this movie, you got the monster, and it goes haywire and explodes, causing the production to stop down. And here's our director, and he's getting all upset here about it. And our actor, he's like, I can't take it anymore. His name's Jake, and the female actor's name's Carissa. And so Jake and Carissa, Jake wants the director to get a piece of his mind, and the director basically, tells him that he'd be nothing anyway. So, he'd go back to, dinner theater. So, the director doesn't care. The director just wants to make a movie, get tons of money, and, that sort of stuff. And then his producer comes in, suit wearing dude there, and he tells him about this, what's happening out there. There's like a monster. One of the Transformers is coming back to Earth with 4 kids, talking about robots, and he's like, imagine having a robot in your next movie. And he's like, I'm thinking. And so the robot is landing and bringing 4 kids, and that robot, of course, is Skylynx. So you see Skylynx fly in here, and he drops off those 4 kids that he's had in, I think, since issue 36. So they rescued him from the Cosmic Carnival in the last issue, and now he's there, and the reporters are asking him additional questions. Of course, Skylynx loves the attention, and I mean, that's probably easily why he stayed with the Cosmic Carnival and agreed to that instead of just like bugging out of there. But he loves the attention. He tells them exactly who he is. He's Skylynx. He's a lieutenant from the Transformers. Tell them all about that stuff. And people are looking on, but there's another person who's mysteriously looking on. She's in this van over there, and she's watching what's happening. And we find out that it's Josie Beller, aka Circuit Breaker, who is watching the proceedings, watching exactly what's happening here, where Skylynx is being peacefully interviewed by reporters. And at the exact same time as he's having a press conference, a bunch of people just start opening fire on him. Okay, so you got families who are just picking up their kids who just came back from space, and there's other people are just firing at at Skylynx, and he's like, whoa, all right, he's out of here, and he takes off. Circuit Breaker's not happy because he flew away. She didn't get a chance to go and attack him. So the robot's not going to be a good idea for the movie mogul, but they tell him about this like Bigfoot thing in the woods. I think it's in North Carolina or Tennessee or somewhere like that. So yeah, let's pack up and go to North Carolina. Yeah, the Great Smokies of North Carolina. So they're going there. The movie people are going there to search for this Bigfoot, maybe land something for their next movie. Sure, why not? Let's go find a monster in the woods. So they go. The army's there, keeping people out, and then we got the country bumpkins, and somebody ate his chickens and whatever. The movie people try to get through. They're not allowed to get through, and they're determined to get through, but the army's not going to let them. So they say that they're a news report or they're this, and they lie and they try to get through, but no exceptions. Nobody's going to be able to get out and through to find that monster. However, they do find some overall wearing dude, wave some money at him, and he drives him out to where he last seen him. And so where he last seen him is down in here, and they find Skullgrin the Pretender, the Decepticon Pretender Skullgrin. And, you know, we're going to go find this giant monster, and we're going to talk to him. And we're going to offer him a job. So, no. So they, you know, they find him there, and they all get out. They try to take his picture, and they try to get movies, and they assume that he doesn't understand them, and he does, and he seems to be quite intelligent, although he does kind of talk like he's not intelligent. But, you know, he does hear them, and he does see what they're doing. Yeah, so like he's like, put the camera down, Ralph. He's thinking it's a weapon. He's like, Flushing, insult me. I know that is camera, not weapon. So, you know, he always talks like Grimlock. So he's almost kind of dumb. And so we find out that Skullgrin was actually told by Scorponok to go to Earth and set up a fuel depot. And so he strikes a deal with the movie people to be paid in fuel. So rather than set up a fuel depot or whatever, he just determines to get paid by fuel. And you know, he's a little bit smarter than he thinks, than we think. And you know, as they're there in the Smokies, we do see a shadowy figure right here, and that's Circuit Breaker, and she's searching for them again. Skullgrin makes a huge splash in the world of entertainment on Time Magazine, and you know, he's all over the place. They take him through, and people are, you know, all excited about him, probably because he doesn't look like a Transformer, and you know, rather he looks like this crazy monster. And at this press conference that they're having, you see here's Josie Beller, and she's watching at every turn. She's there as far and anywhere that things are happening with this monster, she's watching. And so they start to do filming. They're filming for this movie, and that guy Jake, he's just feeling like, you know, second fiddle to Skullgrin, and of course, and Carissa is trying to calm him down. They're meanwhile going to have a press conference, and they're putting makeup and stuff on Skullgrin. And then he comes out to do his press conference. We see some GB BlackRock fuel tankers. Those are his payment. You know, they start to ask him questions, and for some reason he just gets all angry and starts smashing things. And Carissa calms him down. So you get this very, very much Beauty and the Beast, King Kong thing happening there with Skullgrin and the human Carissa. And, you know, they're capturing all of this, they're capitalizing on this information. And so at the end of the press conference, there is a woman in a trench coat who is, you know, she's there and she's in a wheelchair and she's looking sad, and Carissa goes out and talks to her, and she's, you know, real kind and nice to her, and tells her that, you know, they're now going to go film on location at the Grand Canyon. And, you know, Josie Beller is really just playing up the sympathy factor here in her wheelchair to get more information so she can get closer to find out what's actually going on with this Pretender. Now, why she doesn't know, why she suspects that the Pretender is a Decepticon, even though they really haven't been seen outside of their shells, other than that one time in a previous issue. You know, why she knows that, I don't know. So they're filming here on the edge of the Grand Canyon, and we get, you know, it's kind of a space epic that they're trying to create. And as they do this, there's a tension between Jake and, you know, what's happening here, being the way he's being treated, and, you know, they stop down for the day. Carissa changes out of her, she's just changing out of her clothes, and she's talking with Skullgrin exactly to, you know, who she is, and her name is actually Ethel Stankowitz. That's her real name. It's not Carissa or anything. It's Ethel Stankwitz. And so Skullgrin reveals exactly who he is as a Decepticon Pretender robot, and this gives Circuit Breaker the opportunity that she is looking for. She realizes that it's actually a robot, and she sees a robot. She goes crazy. She's like, Transformer, they must all be destroyed. That's just, what? That's her go-to. So she turns her costume on and busts out of her trench coat as Circuit Breaker, and she goes and attacks Skullgrin. So it's revealed that Carissa has said, oh, you're the woman in the wheelchair. I told we were coming here. And Skullgrin's like, you told her where to attack me? And now he has no trust for her whatsoever. He's angry there. And, of course, this fight's happening. And the sleazy movie guy is like, get in there. I'm going to film. We're going to keep filming this. This is great stuff. We're going to film it for our movie. And there's the fight between Skullgrin and Circuit Breaker, and both the Pretender outer shell and the inner shell are fighting, and looks like they knock out Circuit Breaker with his electro sword, and he can turn into a tank there. So that's his actual other transformation, turning into a tank, and Chris is trying to stay out of the way and see if she could stop this. And Jake comes up and pushes her into the scene, says we have to be in there because they're still rolling and they're under contract and they got to go in there. And so Circuit Breaker is still fighting with Skullgrin, and so Carissa goes on out there, and now she ends up on this ledge that's starting to fall, and of course they're still filming. She's going to fall 2,000 feet to her death, but they're still filming because unscrupulous. That's what they are. And they, let's see. So, let's see. So Circuit Breaker is still fighting. She's trying to get her power back up, and Carissa is pleading with Skullgrin to please save her, and he does at the last moment save her and drops her down to the ground, where Jake is there, and they continue to act, Celestia, my darling, and, they could just continue to act, even though it's like a real thing that's happening right here. And at this point, like, Chris is not even, like, sure what's going on. Is this, why are we still acting, whereas, Skullgrin is getting beaten here by Circuit Breaker, and she continues to fight Circuit Breaker, and whereas Chris is telling her, don't harm him, he's been good to them, and so the movie guys are like, keep going, we'll get you a contract, and we'll give you top billing, and we'll pay you a lot of money. Of course, this sets Circuit Breaker off. She's like, I don't fight robots for money, and she destroys the camera, she destroys their whole movie, and flies off. Whereas Skullgrin, he ends up, he's hurt, but she flies away, doesn't finish him off, nothing. That's it. It's the end of the issue. Last thing she tells the director is, "Don't call me babe," and there they go. That's the end of it. Just a little story outside of the way, gives us a little bit more of what's happening with the continuity as far as Skylynx coming back with the kids. That's it, over and done very quickly. And then we learn about Skullgrin becoming a movie star and setting up a fuel depot for Scorponok. So Scorponok and those guys are out on everyone seems to be very much off-world, but there's like a few of the Transformers that are here and there on Earth. So we haven't reestablished the bases on Earth or anything like that. We're still, Autobots are trapped on the moon because of their damaged arc, and the Decepticons are flying around out there. So we don't have really many that are on Earth. Like Skylynx flew down, but I'm sure he flew back to space, and Skullgrin is down on Earth. I'm sure there's some other guys. I mean, remember in issue 23, Runabout and Runamuck, they took off on their own little joyride around Earth, so who knows what they're doing. I don't think we're going to get back to them anytime soon, but, there are certain guys who are just here and there. And then, of course, Shockwave, he fell back to Earth and burnt up in the atmosphere. I'm sure he's not dead, but he's probably on the Earth somewhere, too. Anyway, it's Drew Bennett from Big Damn Kid. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Big Damn Kid, and also Facebook, and at BigDamnKid.com. I'd love it if you like, subscribe, let me know what you like about this, what you don't like about this, and as always, thanks for watching.